Alright guys, so what we're going to be installing tonight is the front sway bar on my 68 Volksrod build. It's an MP 7/8 sway bar. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. I got this one specifically for lowered vehicles, and it actually comes with a slightly different bend here to get it more off the ground so it won't rub. This kit does not come with the mounting hardware, and you can see in here the stock mounting hardware is this a round clip with a retaining clip at the bottom of it. So I picked up these. I believe one is 2-inch and the other one is 2.5-inch. Okay. Those should be plenty to go around these guys and the beam. So now there's two sizes that we have. There's gonna be one smaller one, one larger one for both sides. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grease those up. I actually have these from some other polyurethane installs that I did. I just saved the grease. It'll help to slide it over the bar. Okay. So we'll just grease the inside and then maybe a little bit on the bar. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to put the bigger one on first and then the smaller one. So you'll slide the bigger one on and the smaller one. And then that's going to go on to the arms in the front. So let's go ahead and get these installed, and then I'll show you where they're going to go on the front. Alright guys, so I have the straps on both sides now. Roughly about a 1/2 inch in, you're going to put the first polyurethane bushing, and then roughly about 1 inch after that goes the other one, the bigger one. Okay, you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now the big bushing is going to land on this first section of your drop arm here. Okay, and then the smaller one's going to end up wherever it ends up. Okay, you're going to do that on both sides. Okay, and then now we're just going to go ahead and tighten it down, and pretty much that's it. I'll show you what it looks like when we're installed or completed. But as you can see, because this is a Baja front end, you will see this. But on most front ends, it'll be hidden up underneath all the fender wells and everything. So let's go ahead and get this thing bolted down. So we're installing the rear MP sway bar. I decided to shorten up the mounting setup, only because I didn't want it to hang 4 or 5 inches below the car. I wanted to try to get everything up above the frame as much as possible and not have a lot below that can drag. So I'll show you real quick what the setup was that they want and what I am going to be setting up. And you can see right there, that's what I've come up with. Alright guys, so I did a quick little setup here. It doesn't look proper, but you can see the way they want it. It's going to be about 3 to 4 inches below your shock mount, and the way I plan on installing it will actually be above the shock mount, so there won't be any interference there with the ground clearance. And so anyways, we're gonna go ahead and put it on this way and see how it runs and go from there. Alright, so let's get this thing bolted up. Alright guys, so now you've gotten it to this point, you're going to want to tighten down your shock mounts and then you're going to want to tighten down your sway bar mounts. I have it roughly about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch off of these frame rails, and that's for a reason, because these guys are roughly about a half an inch, so it's close enough right now. And what's nice about these, they're actually split bushings, so once we get those tightened down, the sway bar will be in place, and then we can lay out where we want to drill these holes into the frame horns. So let's go ahead and get these things tightened down and see where we want to mount these. Okay, so now we're going to take this bracket, we'll put it around both of them, and that'll tell us where we want to drill into the horns. Now you want to try to get the center of each of them, so this one actually needs to get moved over slightly. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll get a 3/8 drill bit, or maybe slightly larger than 3/8, so this can slide into the hole all the way through the frame horn and drop through. When all said and done, this will actually be between the two, so it can give some cushion behind your bushing. So let's go ahead and get some holes drilled here. Alright guys, so now we're going to get this drilled through the frame horn, okay, on both sides. And that is actually hollow, so it'll allow us to slide this through. So what we're basically going to do is take two holes, we're going to drill it through the frame horn, then you're going to take this and slide it in like this, come around, and it'll eventually find the other hole, and then that'll be inside the frame horn. So once that's in the frame horn, then you're going to put this on the bottom, okay, and then you're going to mount up this to all that. Okay, so what's nice about this bushing here, once you have it installed, it's a split bushing, okay, so you can actually put it around the sway bar after it's been installed. And what's nice, you can actually replace these later if you need to. So let's go ahead and get these on the sway bar and figure out where we're going to drill into the frame horn. So after you get your 3/8 holes drilled here, I actually recommend kind of hogging it out just slightly larger than 3/8 and making it an oval, a hole rather than just a hole, because it allowed for this bracket to slide all the way through a little more evenly. Now the other thing I recommend doing is put on one of the nuts. The reason for that is because once you kind of get up there, it's hard to get your fingers on it. Not to mention, if it gets pushed all the way in, then it's inside of this tube and you won't be able to get it out. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to find one of the holes. Okay, you're going to slide it through. And because I made those holes a little more oblong, it'll actually find the other hole a little easier. So now that I'm in, okay, you're going to take this bracket, and what I recommend doing is putting one on. You can put a nut on. Okay, get a few threads on there, slide it over the bar, and you're gonna have to push it up again, and you don't want to lose it. That's why I said put a nut back on it. Okay, now it's in. Now you can take that nut off. You're gonna slide your bushing over that plate you just put on. Okay, center it up. Then you're going to take this U-bracket and you're going to just slide it over your threaded, I guess, U-bolt that they gave you. And at that point, you just put both nuts on and tighten it down. Those bolts require 10 foot-pounds of torque. So go ahead and tighten them down with a 9/16 socket down to 10 foot-pounds, and do both sides that way, and then you're done. Alright guys, thanks for watching.